Okay, so everyone, my name is Jason. I'm a Course in Miracles student and a channeler. And today I'm just coming on to give a daily dose of hope. I think we're at Daily Dose of Hope, day 54. Wow, I've been coming on for 54 days. Well, not consecutively. But yeah, so my guides guided me to come on and give a daily dose of hope because the energies are getting wackier and wackier, and they're definitely wacky today and recently. I've been feeling them. Um, yeah. So nice to meet you and nice to see you again. So I just want to talk about a few things and I'll do some channeling. I'm going to talk about doubt. I'm going to talk about oneness, talk about Christianity, and I'm going to talk about shooting the messenger. Those are the four things. And they're all connected. So I think the first thing I was actually, but not that order. The first thing I want to talk about is during the crazy times. Um, I was observing everything that was going on, in all the different medias, and I decided to. I thought at that time it was really important for me to put my 2 cents in and just say where I stand, because it didn't seem like anyone was really standing where I was standing. And when I put my 2 cents in, into that place, I was really surprised at the anger that came back at me. It seemed strange because I wasn't used to that. This, and the anger that came from people that are usually not like that. They just got really, really violent. Like their language got violent. They got really, really angry. And I also could experience it in dream states too. I was attacked psychically as well. And I thought that was very interesting. Like I realized at that time that the what was going on in the media at that time, it was not just on the surface. Like there was a very, very serious thing going on. And it wasn't you know, just some newscaster saying certain things, or it actually went into a spiritual realm as well. There was a spiritual kind of warfare going on at that time, and I didn't even realize it, and I just jumped into it. And I thought, oh, okay, whoa, I didn't. This is not my place. Like I'm not in it to kind of. I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting for anything at that. Yeah. And I also found that in that world, it's so tiring because it's in your dreams. You get psychically attacked in your dreams, and then you can't sleep very well, and then you just wake up and you're not feeling too good, and then there's like an attack on social media, and I thought, oh, this is not for me, and so I just kind of like jumped out. It's like, okay, sorry, I'm just gonna hold my opinions, but I'm not getting involved in this. I didn't feel like there was anything positive that I could get from it, but I thought the experience was positive because I learned that I actually went in and experienced what was actually going on, and it was like almost like a magical spell that people were under, and it was making them act in ways that they normally wouldn't act, and it was very interesting, and it was a little bit disconcerting at first, but so I wanted to talk about what the method that was used and still used a lot, the most used method, I think, within that kind of world is called, right, shoot the messenger. So what happens is there will be a story that will be built up. Let's make it as a story. There's a story that's written, and it's written by a certain author. And the story becomes really, really popular, and everyone loves the story, and everyone thinks it's the best story, and maybe it is the story. But then what they do is they say something about the author, that the author is not who he says he is. And so by doing that, they shoot the messenger who is the author. And so the story loses its power too. And I think it's just such a common, like overly used method. And I don't think it's really effective anymore because people, I think, are a little bit more aware of what's going on in the world. But so I wanted to talk about that, shooting the messenger, which is a very common thing, and I think it's going to be becoming more and more common. Um, so just that idea. Um, but what my belief is that story that you see, that story that you read, you never lose that hope and all of the things that you learn from it. And that's the thing that I think it's really important to know in these times where things are kind of shifting and changing, is that the story still has the power. Um, no matter if the messenger is shot, the story is still there because the story is all about hope. The story is all about connectedness. The story is about what we is feeling love. It's connecting right to God. Um, And so that's what I wanted to say. And I felt that way about a lot of really famous artists from the '60s as well. That I had learned a lot of stuff about them that kind of surprised me, and about the movement that surprised me. But in the end, the hope that I get, and I still get from the music, and the energy that I get is still real, and that is real. And I don't lose that if the message, yeah, if there's if the shoot the messenger thing is happening, it doesn't really matter because the hope and the joy and the love is still there. And I think that's something really, really important that the people who would do this shoot the messenger stuff don't realize is that, it doesn't do anything because the love is still there and the hope is still there. And so I wanted to talk about that, because I'm in a sense of doubt right now. I'm in a very, very big sense of doubt, questioning my life, questioning everything. And doubt is a very, very big part of the spiritual process. I mean, that's how you grow. You question and you grow, and as you grow, yeah, you start to question, and when you question new things, as you see new things, you start to the first experience is doubt. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Kind of surprised, and then you go through the doubt and you find out what it means and what it means for you. And doubt is a present. I think doubt is an amazing present that helps you to really understand who you are. And so I just wanted to say that about doubt, because it relates to the story and the author, so shooting the messenger. Um, but doubt is good. Doubt is important. Doubt is part of our lives. We doubt, and then we find more things, and we go deeper, and we understand more about ourselves. And so I wanted to talk about that. Um, and yes, I think I hope I'm being clear. I'm not sure if I am or not. The next thing I wanted to talk about was oneness. So, for example, the oneness that's talked about in the Course in Miracles, and also a oneness that's more of a third dimensional oneness. Um, and so I want to talk about those two things. So, talk about there's certain I believe that in the third dimension and in this fourth dimension, this concept of oneness is very, very, what's the word? It's it is how can I say? I think okay, so when I channel some higher beings, they come down as collectives. They are collectives of beings, and one person or one being comes in to represent that collection of beings, the collectives. And I think on higher dimensions, the concept of collectives, the higher you get up, the more it's easier to understand this concept of oneness. Um, but whereas on the third dimension, it can be easily misconstrued. I guess that's what this. So the idea that we're all one and we are all one and we're all connected, but that can be turned on its head with there's certain systems that there are certain countries. There's only two countries now in the world that are practicing one of those systems, um, and in that system, everyone is equal. And everyone gets the same amount of food and same amount of pay, and everyone's equal, and it's oneness, right? Oneness. But in this oneness, there's someone on top, and they're making all the money, and they're living like kings and queens, and they're just looking at all those. Oh, look at all those oneness people down there. Hey, but anyway, just work harder for us. That's the way the system is shifted, and that's how it appears on this world. And that is it's very interesting. And so that idea of oneness is very appealing to us because we understand intrinsically that it is what we are. We are one. And but then we try to make it into a third dimensional concept using our brains. Doesn't work that way. uh, if we become we can see from our planet what has happened from our history, what happens when people say let's all be one. And it never really ends very well, as you've seen from history. And the people in these oneness places are usually not very happy, right? Um, and usually the laws become stricter and stricter. And yeah, so basically that. So that's the concept, right, of oneness on our planet. And why am I talking about this? The reason I'm talking about it is that a lot of, I think the Course in Miracles kind of ideas can be misconstrued as something like that. And I think for me, what I got out of the Course in Miracles is that it's about knowing that everyone is one, but also understanding that we're here. In bodies here in this third dimension, and we are living our lives here, and we're going through everything and trying to figure out what everything means. But we're also looking at everything from a different perspective. I think that's the basic idea for me, is just looking at everything from a different perspective and understanding that you don't have to be trapped in ideas, and you don't have to be trapped in a certain societal view of where the way you should be. I'm not sure if I'm getting across what I want to get across, but um, ah, and then the other thing I wanted to talk about was yeah, I sometimes I my I'm not going to go there. Okay, I won't go into that. But yeah, my main idea today was just about doubt, and that doubt is a very important part of our spiritual process, because we have to have our eyes open. And I think when I first started kind of reading a whole bunch of stuff, I think it was in high school, or no, even before that, junior high school. They used to always have like a new age section in the bookstore, even in the tiny town that I used to live in. It was packed. They had all kinds of stuff, and I read everything. I would just go, spend all my money on books and just read everything I could get, and I read them all. And but what I got from a lot of it was the idea of love and light, love and light, love and light, and but then ignoring the other parts, right? And that's where what I've been learning from my spirit, my soul, my sorry, star family, is that um, that's kind of the wrong path to go down, just love and light. Because when you're just doing love and light, you're not being aware of what's actually going on around you. So it's really, really important, especially since we're here on this planet. We have all of these emotions. We have everything. We got the yin and the yang. We got everything, the white in the middle of the dark in the middle of the light, all this kind of stuff, all these experiences. And so to just go love and light is just ignoring like all of these opportunities for experiencing, for understanding. And we're not here just for love and light. We're here for just, we're here for love, and we're here for understanding, trying to figure out what everything is, and not to ignore certain things. That's not the path. Our path is a path of really observing the whole world and seeing what's really going on. And I guess that's what I'm kind of coming to. And then, yeah, so that kind of all those new age books were more kind of love and light, love and light, love and light. Ignore the darkness; it'll go away. But so I think for me, the Course in Miracle, the wonderful part about that was that it's about shining your light in it, and it's about understanding and opening your mind up, and seeing everything. And once you see everything, it can be really um, shocking, and the ability to be able to forgive is really important. And I think in the end, it's all about non-duality too. I think that's so. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm babbling on a bit because I'm kind of going around the topic, but I think I hopefully I'm clear. Maybe I'm not. But yeah, doubt's good, even though it doesn't feel very good sometimes. It's important to yeah. Whew. All right, so I'm going to go into a channeling now. I'm going to stop my babbling, and we'll see who comes through. Oh, and my question for today is: do they have any advice for us going forward in these crazy, crazy times? Here we go. Greetings, we're here. We are that one that you know of as sanatkumara, and we're here to bring a message of love and a message of light. And we would like to talk about this idea of love and of light. You see, the universe is built on those two basic principles, this love and this light, this frequency. This is a very high frequency that the universe is built on. And you see the different dimensions, it gets stepped down until you get to your dimension, which is not the lowest dimension by any means, but it's not the highest dimension either. And so what happens is that this idea of love and light gets the love gets it dims a bit, you might say, and it gets dissipated a bit, so that it's harder to see, it's harder to feel directly, and that is one thing that all of you are doing and experiencing on your planet now. You're beginning to see it. You're beginning to actually have the ability to have a direct experience of source energy, a direct experience of source energy. And what that means is that you don't need any middle man. You don't need anything in between you and God. You can experience God directly. And this is, in a sense, a bit of a threat to many of the societal structures on your planet. If all of you are able to have a direct connection with God, and the discernment to understand that you are communicating and who you are communicating with, this can cause a lot of problems for, yes, the way that your society has created, because that would mean that you are free, and that would mean that you understand where you stand and how much power you truly have. And if that starts to happen, then all of the old systems will have to fall apart. And that is what is happening, because you are realizing that you are love, and love is source energy, and love is connection, and you're realizing that you are love, and that when you create with love, that creation has so much more power than with when you create with the societal structures that are surrounding you. Love is the power. Love is the only thing that exists. But at this moment, also on your planet, there are many, many different things going on. And love does not mean closing your eyes. Love does not mean turning away from the things that you don't want to see. Love means seeing everything. Love means seeing everything with love, shining your love and bringing your love to all the things that you see. That is the love, and that is what you are here to do. That is what your ultimate goal here was and is. If you choose to do it, you also have free will as well. You see, you made many decisions before you came down here, not realizing how intense this situation would be and how intense this everything would be at this time of intense polarity, while you were nearing the end of one cycle and entering another cycle. And this intense polarity is very, very intense. And you had no way of understanding how intense this would be before you came here. And so, if you choose not to decide, that, that is also fine as well, because we understand how intense this is for all of you, and understand that there are no positive or negative choices in the end, because you are all, in the end, one with God, and you have never left God. And that is something very, very important for all of you to understand. So, in these times that you're in, it is very, very important for all of you, if you are capable of doing so, of opening up yourselves, of opening up and raising your frequency and your capability of letting in love. It is as if you're opening up your eyes wider and wider to get more light in, and the more light that you get in, the more light that you give out. It is a reciprocal concept. So the more light that you shine out, the more love that you shine out, the more love that you will get in. And the more love that you shine into these crevices, into these corners, into these things that have been hidden for so long, you bring those to the light. And once they're in the light, then they can be seen for what they truly are, and their power will be gone. And that is what is the power of the things that are hidden, is the power of secrecy. And so that is why it is so important for all of you to truly see what is truly going on, and open your eyes and open your eyes. And what this being is saying about doubt, yes, doubt is a part of that. Doubt is a part of opening your eyes. But doubt is not the end. That is what we would like to say. Doubt is just a tool that you can use, just like your emotions. But it is not something that you should become like your emotions as well. You don't become doubt. You just see the doubt. You use the doubt to look at something and then shine the light in it. And then you use your forgiveness to bring it to the light and to bring it to where it needs to be. And then your judgment is not necessary. You just give it to God. Give it to God. You are in no place to judge, as you are not understanding the way that everything is fitting in at this moment. Everything is moving and fitting in the most perfect way possible. It is like the most complex puzzle, where every part is moving and shaking in the way that it needs to, for you to have the experiences that you need to, and for everyone else to have the experiences that they need to as well. And this is a time, we would say, of great doubt, you might say, as everything is shifting and changing. But understand that beneath all of this is the love that you are and the connection that you have to source. And understand that the only thing that is truly there is peace and love. And that is the only thing that is truly there. But with your eyes, it is important for them to see, for you to truly see everything that is around, and then to see the love within it, to see the love and the light within it. And that is the part that is the missing part and the most important part. And that is the way to bring all of this, all of these things out into the light, so that they can be seen and understood and then forgiven. And then you can move to the next step, the next part of this process, the next, you might say, octave of experience that is waiting for you, that is just waiting patiently for you, to go through these trials and tribulations, in order for you to be strong enough to understand the next step that is coming. And we are Sanatkumara. We're very happy to be able to share this time with you. Okay. All right, guys. So thank you very much for listening. I think before, I think I was a little bit raw. Someone had said, "I hope I'm not being too raw." Not, it's not my intention to be, but I think, I guess it's just coming out because I'm going through some doubt, and but all is well. And I hope you guys are hopeful, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow if everything works out. So ciao.